Hello students, today we'll start with a new unit, that is human body. Very interesting part of your biology syllabus. This human body part is divided in three subparts. We'll cover three systems of human body in detail. The first one is the most important, nervous system. The second is endocrine system. And the third one, most crucial, is circulatory system. Each system is like a chapter in itself, so we will be doing them in great detail, understanding each and every concept with the help of diagrams. Let's start with the first one, that is the nervous system. Now, in the nervous system, in our body, we know that there are different life processes which happen inside our body. Okay, what are those life processes? There is digestion, there is respiration, there is excretion, and many more. Okay, these are the different life processes which happen inside our body. Okay, and all these processes are interrelated to each other. Okay, and this interrelation between the activities inside our body is called as coordination. Okay, so there are two types of coordination. There are two types of coordination which happen inside our body. Those are nervous coordination and chemical coordination. Now, what is nervous coordination? This nervous coordination is what we will study in nervous system. Okay, this nervous coordination includes your brain, your spinal cord, and the nerves and sense organs. Okay, nerves and sense organs. Okay, like how does our sense organ work when we feel hungry? What signals are sent to our brain from which part of the body? All these we will study in this nervous coordination with the help of understanding what is nervous system. Chemical coordination is brought by hormones. There are hormones inside our body which helps in different metabolisms and different activities. They assist different activities in our body. Like for example, if suddenly there is an emergency situation, certain hormones are released in your body which help you to give extra energy so that you can cope up with that situation. Okay, this was about the two types of coordination. Now let us study what are the functions of the nervous system. What are the functions of the nervous system? The first function is the nervous system keeps us informed. What is happening outside our body through five senses. Okay, all our five senses helps us is knowing like what we can see, what we can hear, what we can touch, what we can feel. All these information from the outside world is given to us by our nervous system with the help of sense organs. Okay, then we can remember, we can think. These abilities, we can reason something. These abilities are provided by our nervous system. Okay, then all our voluntary activities, all the voluntary activities in our body. Voluntary means the activities which you are doing with your conscious mind. Okay, you want to do that activity, you are doing it voluntarily. Okay, like for example, you are reading something, you are running. All these are voluntary activities. Okay, and also the involuntary activities. The involuntary activities, like which you do it unconscious, without your concentration on it, it happens automatically in your body. Like for example, breathing. You don't focus on breathing, except in meditation. You don't focus on breathing throughout your day, it automatically happens. Okay, like your heart is beating, that also automatically happens inside your body. Okay, so you don't think about them, but they keep happening inside your body. So those activities are called as involuntary. Okay, now let us study the most important part of the nervous system, how the things work, that is the structural and functional unit of nervous system, the neuron. What is the neuron? Let us study the structure of one neuron. Okay, now the neuron is made up of two parts. It is made up of two parts: the main body of the neuron, the main body, which is called as cyton, and a long process which is called as axon. These are the two important parts of a neuron. Okay, now how does a neuron look like? This is how a neuron looks like. In the center here you can see the nucleus. Okay, and this upper part which has the nucleus in the center, the cell body, and these branches which are coming out, these are nothing but the dendrites. I'll tell you what is the function of the dendrites. Then this long process, long tube-like structure is the axon. Okay, this upper part is the cyton, and this part here below is called as the axon. Okay, and in the end there are terminal branches which connect to the muscles. These are terminal branches. Motor nerves ending in a muscles. Motor nerves means which carry signals, ending in the muscles. So they carry the signals from the muscle, and from here the signal goes into the cell, and from the cell it can further go to another cell. Okay, this is the structure of a neuron. This is how a neuron looks like. See this, in the center there is the nucleus. Okay, around the nucleus there is endoplasmic reticulum, then there is mitochondrium. These are all parts of the cells, and these, you can see these structures which are coming out, these are the dendrites. Okay, this is called as the main dendrite, and the branches which is coming out from the dendrite are called as dendritic branches. These are called as dendritic branches. Okay, then from there you can see that this one neuron, then there is a tube axon, and the ends of these tubes are connected to another neuron. This is another neuron here. Okay, and then there is a chain where one neuron is connected to another neuron, the another neuron is connected to further, and this is how they transmit signal throughout the body to your brain via your spinal cord. Okay, so we have seen the diagram of the neuron now. Now the neuron had axon. This axon may be a few millimeters or up to 1 meters. 1 meter. Okay. Then there are 3 kinds of neurons in your body. There are 3 kinds of neurons. Okay. The first one is sensory neuron. The first one is sensory neuron. They carry the impulses. Impulses means signals from the sense organs to the spinal cord or brain. So sensory organs क्या करते हैं? Sense organs से spinal cord or brain. They transmit signal from ear to ear. Okay. Then there are, the second type is motor neuron. Motor neuron. Now they will carry the signals from your spinal cord or brain to your muscles. From spinal cord or brain to your muscles. Okay, I'm writing the important points here. Also your glands in your body. Okay, and the third one, the third type is association neurons. These association neurons, they transmit impulses from one neuron to another. They connect the neurons from one neuron to another neuron. They transmit signal from one neuron to another neuron. Okay. Now, let's say this is one neuron and this is another neuron. The two neurons are not directly, they are connected to each other, but they do not touch each other. Okay. They communicate with each other. This is one neuron, this is another neuron. They communicate with each other via synapse. There is something called as synapse. Okay, two neurons do not actually touch each other, but all the impulses go from ear to ear via synapse. We'll understand what synapse is. Before that, let's see a diagram which shows all these three neurons. We can see here, this is one neuron. See, this is the cell body, nucleus. From here there is an axon. Okay, then another axon and then dendrite. Now these red colored tubes which you see, these are covering. They are called as node of Ranvier. They are used for protection. They are called as node of Ranvier. You can see this. These are all node of Ranvier here also. Okay, and over that node of Ranvier, this joint here is called as the node of Ranvier, and this covering here is called as myelin sheath. Myelin sheath, that is the covering which is there on the axon. Okay, now they have given us one example of all three neurons. That is, first they have shown the example of sensory neuron. What does sensory neuron do? They take, see, dendrites from receptor. So from a receptor, receptor means your sense organ. They will take the signal from the sense organ. Okay, they have taken the signal from the sense organ. Then there is association neuron. This is the association neuron which connect this sensory neuron and this motor neuron. These two neurons are connected by this association neuron. Okay, this association neuron, you can see how these dendrites, ये जो यहाँ पे branches दिख रहे हैं ना, देखो वो एक branch connected है यहाँ पे दूसरे neuron से. Okay, so from this sensory neuron signal is coming, and through this association neuron the signal is going into the motor neuron. Okay, what does motor neuron do? They take the signal from the spinal cord or brain and they give it to the muscle or gland. So from here the signal is going to the muscle or gland. Okay, and between two neurons there is something called as synapse. So let's see what synapse does. We have seen the structure of the three types of neurons. So let's see how the structure of a synapse look like. The axon from one neuron is connected like this to, this is not actually so big, but I am just making it big so that it is easily visible for you, is connected to the dendrite of another neuron. Okay, inside this there is something called as synaptic bulbs. Okay, and here there is a membrane called as synaptic membrane, and this gap here which you see inside is called as synaptic cleft. Now, how does the information from here enter this dendrite? This transfer which takes place from this axon to the dendrite, this transfer takes place because of a chemical. Which is secreted here, and that chemical is called as neurotransmitter. That chemical is called as neurotransmitter. Okay, and this is a unidirectional flow of impulses or signals, you can say. See here one more example, that this is the one neuron, end of that neuron, and from here you can see there is some gap here which is called as the synaptic cleft, and inside these are synaptic vessels which contain all the impulses, and from here the impulses go in another neuron. This is the another neuron, but without connecting. Let's see, there is no physical connection here, but still there is some chemical released here. They have said Ca2+. These are some chemical released here which are called as neurotransmitters, and from here the impulses will directly enter this new dendrite. Okay, this is how the transfer takes place without contact. Okay, this is one and this is another neuron. These are two different neurons. This is how transmission takes place. Now next is, what is a nerve? Nerve means basically that is a bundle of axons. When many axons are bundled together, grouped together, then they are called as a nerve. Like for example, this is a nerve, cylindrical in shape. This outer covering is the insulation for the nerve. It is tubular in shape. This nerve is tubular in shape, and the covering is called as medullary sheath. So this is tubular in shape. Now inside this nerve there are many there are many axons like this. Can you imagine? There are so many axons inside this nerve. That is why it is called as bundle of axons. बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन्स मिल के एक चीज़ के अंदर बंडल्ड है. That is called as a nerve. Okay, they are also called as nerve fibers. Now the nerves, there are three kind of nerves. The first kind is sensory nerve. As the name says, this sensory nerves is made up of only sensory neurons. It is made up of only sensory neurons. Okay, the example can be the optic nerve of eye, the nerve which is present behind the eye, which take the information from the eyes and give it to the brain. That nerve is an example of sensory nerve. The second type is motor nerve. This motor nerve has only motor neurons. Okay, the movement of our body parts is because of this motor nerve. For example, the muscles of the eye are connected to these motor nerves. This is an example. Then third is mixed nerves. As the name says, it is the mixture of sensory neurons and motor neurons. Don't get confused between neurons and nerves. न्यूरॉन तो ये एक होता है, एक छोटा सा सेल को न्यूरॉन कहते हैं, ठीक है. This one here, if you can see, this one can be called as a neuron. But when they all come together and work together, then we call them as a nerve. So the nervous response and the coordination is very important. Okay. For example, if you touch a hot object, the response is that your hand will move. The hand will be removed immediately. Correct? That is the response you give when you touch a hot object. Okay. When you are feeling cold, what will you do? You will wear warm clothes automatically. Okay. This is the response of your body. Next is the human nervous system. Now we have studied what are neurons and we have studied what are nerves. Now let us study what is human nervous system. Human nervous system. Now, human nervous system, we can say, is broadly divided in two divisions. There are two divisions of human nervous system. One is CNS, that is central nervous system. Okay, and the other is PNS. This P stands for peripheral nervous system, and this is central nervous system. Okay, this central nervous system is nothing but the main part of your body, that is brain and spinal cord are in function here. Okay. And the peripheral nervous system consists of all the nerves which go in and come out of the सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम. फेरिफेरल मतलब बाहर के, ठीक है. तो सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम में अंदर और बाहर जो नर्व्स आ रही है, उन नर्व्स को हम क्या कहेंगे? दिस नर्व्स आर पार्ट ऑफ द फेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. ओके. नाउ दिस फेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम इज फर्दर डिवाइडेड इन टू पार्ट्स. There is somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system, what does it do? It take the nerves which take the information from the central nervous system to different organs of the body, like you can say skin, for example. This happened because under the somatic nervous system. But autonomic nervous system mostly works unconsciously. Okay, autonomic, as the name says, mostly works unconsciously, like your heart rate depends on your autonomic nervous system. Okay, your expansion and contraction of your blood vessels. Blood vessels means your arteries and veins which are there inside your body. Okay, expansion and contraction has technical term. Expansion and contraction has technical biological term which is called as dilation and constriction of blood vessel. Dilation and constriction of blood vessels. Okay. Now first we have got a brief introduction of what is peripheral nervous system, but let's start with first the central nervous system. First, the central nervous system. Okay. It consists of first the brain. The brain has three main parts: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the third part is the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. These are the three important parts of your brain. Let us understand what they do. This cerebrum, the first one, is the largest part of the brain. This is the largest part of the brain. And this, when we say left brain and right brain, it is this cerebrum which is divided in two halves. There is right brain and there is left brain. It is divided in two hemispheres. We can say it is divided in two hemispheres. Okay, hollow hemispheres. Now this outer body, the outer body of this cerebrum contains of cells and neurons, and this outer body is called as grey matter. The outer body is called as the grey matter. Okay, and the inner body. The inner body, which mainly consists of the axons, is called the white matter. Okay, this inner body, the gray matter, contains the neurons especially. Okay, so cerebrum has left and right hemispheres, two hollow hemispheres. The outer body of the cerebrum is made up of gray matter, you can see the neurons, and the inner body is made up of white matters, you can say mostly the axons. Okay, all your intelligence, however intelligent you are, okay, your willpower, all this is there in your cerebrum. Okay, this is how your brain look like. This is a very simple diagram of a brain. You can see this upper major part here, which is in yellow. This major part is the cerebrum. Okay, this small part here, hindbrain, chota dimag, which is there behind your head. This part is the cerebellum. Okay, this tube here, tube-like structure, which is coming from inside, is called as medulla oblongata. Okay, and here there is one important part that is called as the hypothalamus. I'll tell you what are the functions of these. First, understand the full part. This full part is called as cerebrum. Then this small part here behind the brain is called as cerebellum. And then there is this oblongata, medulla oblongata. Okay. So we have understood what is cerebrum. We have seen what is cerebellum. Let's take a quick review on what are the important functions of the cerebrum. It is very small. It is located behind, under the cerebrum. The main function of this cerebellum is to coordinate muscular activities. To coordinate your muscular activities, the cerebellum is very important. So see, for example, there is one action which is to be performed. If there is one action, the cerebrum will take the decision and the cerebellum will perform the action. Okay, so this is the decision maker and this is the performer. Okay. Your body balance, the balance of your body is based on these cerebellum. Okay. For example, when a person consumes alcohol, he is unable to walk properly. Correct? He is unable to walk when he consumes alcohol in huge quantities. He is unable to walk. Why? Because his cerebellum is affected, and because his cerebellum is affected, his body balance, he loses his body balance. Okay, and that person who has consumed alcohol or whose cerebellum is influenced by some substances, then his muscular activities will also get affected. They will not work properly, the muscular activities. Okay, and the third one was the medulla oblongata. Now this is the lowest part of your brain. As I told you, it is behind your head. It is very important because it controls the functional activities. Controls the functional activities of the body. Functional activities like the heartbeats, the breathing, peristalsis? What is peristalsis? Peristalsis means your food pipe. Your food pipe, when food goes inside the pipe, your food pipe changes the shape like this. It accommodates the food which is coming, and then it folds, it keeps coming down and enters your stomach. So this part of your body which takes the food and slowly transfers it to the stomach. This is coordinated by the medulla oblongata. Okay. So we have seen what the brain is. Now let's come to the spinal cord. Next is spinal cord. First was brain, next is spinal cord. The spinal cord extends from the medulla of the brain and runs down almost through the length of the backbone. Throughout the backbone of our body, the spinal cord extends. Okay. The inner part of the spinal cord is made up of gray matter. Okay, gray matter means which is made up of cell bodies, and the outer part is made up of white matter. White matter means it is made up of your axons. Okay, the functions of the spinal cord. What are the functions of the spinal cord? They are very simple. First, which controls the reflexes of the neck. Then messages from skin. It transfers the messages from skin and muscles to brain. Okay, from the skin and muscles to brain. And then vice versa, means from brain it sends the commands to the muscles. Which muscles? You can say limbs or torso. Okay, limbs means your hands and legs. Torso means your middle body, your chest, stomach. Okay, this is about the spinal cord. This is how your spinal cord looks like. See, it starts from the medulla throughout your backbone. These are the different bones which are showed in gray colors. These are different bones. This is the spinal cord here in yellow color. The spinal cord are divided into three types of bones: cervical nerves, thoracic nerves, and lumbar nerves. And the last set of nerves are sacral nerves. This is the internal structure of a spinal cord. Spinal cord is the very important part of your body. Next is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system, PNS. The peripheral nervous system is divided in two types. The first part is somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system. I am writing the important points here. Pay attention. The somatic nervous system has two sets of nerves. The first set of nerve is cranial nerves. The cranial nerves means the nerves which emerge from the brain. They come from the brain. Okay. There are 12 pair of cranial nerves. Okay. What are they? Some of which the important ones are olfactory, that means for nose, which can smell. Okay. Then optic nerve, which are for eyes. Then auditory nerve, which are for ears. Okay. Then some nerves which go to eye muscles, motor nerves. and then some nerves, mixed nerves, which go to your face and tongue. Okay, these are one type, cranial nerves. The second type is spinal nerves. In the somatic nervous system, the second type of nerves are spinal nerves. These spinal nerves, there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Okay, and they are mixed nerves, both sensory and motor nerves. They are mixed nerves. Okay, they have sensory and motor nerves, both. Okay, and they are involved in activities like voluntary and involuntary actions. Okay, they are simple nerves. Then this was the somatic nervous system. Now the second is autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system, which consists of chain of nerves and ganglia. It consists of a chain of nerves and ganglia. What is ganglia? Ganglia is nothing but a mass of cytons. You remember cytons? The upper part of the neuron. So the mass of cytons is called as ganglia. These are found on the either sides of the spinal cord. If this is your spinal cord, they are found here also and here also, on either side of the spinal cord. Okay, they control your involuntary actions. They control involuntary actions of your internal organs. Now there are two systems. The autonomic nervous system has two systems, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic. They are opposite to each other. Okay, let's understand what they are. Sympathetic and parasympathetic. These are two systems. Now sympathetic nervous system means which happens like when you are very anxious, or sometimes when you are in fear. When you are in fear, certain changes takes place in your body, like you dilate your pupil. Dilate your pupil means आँख को बड़ी कर देते हो अचानक से, ठीक है. Then your heartbeat accelerates. Suddenly, if you see something very dangerous, your heartbeats will start accelerating. Okay, these and many more changes takes place in your body. This is because when you are in fear, suddenly the sympathetic nervous system comes into action, and it will dilate your pupil. मतलब आपकी आँख अचानक बड़ी हो जाएगी. You will become more alert. Your heartbeat will increase. All these changes which takes place in your body when you are in fear, or when there is something very dangerous happening around you, the sympathetic nervous system is into action. Okay, and then when the situation is over, the parasympathetic nervous system will come into effect. Okay, which will do the opposite. That means it will constrict the pupil, मतलब वापस छोटा कर देगा आइज को, ठीक है. Heartbeat lowers, it will lower your heartbeat, it will bring it back to the normal. Okay, so sympathetic nervous system means happens during situation which demand emergency, and parasympathetic means normal conditions. Okay, now next is the actions which you perform. There are two types of actions which we perform. They are voluntary actions and involuntary actions, after which we will understand what is reflex action. So voluntary action, very simple, and involuntary action. The voluntary action means you wish to do something. Okay, you are doing it intentionally with conscious mind. Okay, for example, when you eat something, when you watch something, some movie, okay, or any activity, any general activity which you do, you are running, these are all voluntary activities. Okay, involuntary means they are something which you do not know, but it happens automatically in your body. Okay, like you blink your eyes. Okay, you blink your eyes, or you can say uh, you move your hand when you touch a hot object. When you touch something and you suddenly move your hand, even if you are not conscious, you will automatically move your hand away. Okay, sometimes when you are happy, tears come into your eyes. Okay, not intentionally, it happens directly. Okay, so these are some of the actions called as involuntary action. Okay, now next is reflex action. What is reflex action? The peripheral nervous system and your spinal cord, they together control certain actions where brain is not involved. Sometimes without consulting your brain, your spinal cord and your peripheral nervous system with your spinal cord will perform some action. Okay, they will not ask the brain, they will perform it because they have done it so many times that they learn it. Now there is no need to ask the brain. Okay, so if for example someone prick, कोई आपको अगर needle लगा दे, तो automatically you will move away from it. Even if your brain is not active, you will, even if you are sleeping and someone pricks a needle in your hand, you will move your hand away automatically. Okay, such actions are called as reflex action. Over a period of time, automatically your brain is accustomed to those type of actions. Okay, the reflex action is very quick, it is immediate, and is an automatic response. Okay, now with the help of a diagram I'll show you how the reflex action works. There is no brain involved here, only the peripheral nervous system and the spinal cord gives the signal. Now see, in this diagram they are showing how, using this flow chart, how the action takes place. For example, here is your finger, okay, and if you touch a hot object here, okay, if you touch a hot object, that means there is a stimulus. Stimulus means the first, एक trigger मिल गया अभी, ठीक है, ये stimulus है, this hot object, and this organ, your finger, is called as the receptor organ. Like the stimulus, this stimulus, that is the hot body, is received by your sensory receptors. See, जो हमारे fingers है ना, उसके अंदर sensory receptors होते हैं जो इस hot object से stimulus को receive कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, फिर ये stimulus जैसे ही receive होगा, एक impulse generate होगी, जो impulse यहाँ से transmit होगी. You can see this line here, direction of the impulse. Okay, these impulse will go to the spinal cord. This is your spinal cord. So जैसे ही आपने hot object को touch किया, your sensory receptor generated an impulse, which impulse is going to the spinal cord. Okay, ये spinal nerves के through spinal cord में जा रही है. ठीक है, spinal nerves के through spinal cord. Now then the impulse arrives here at the nerve ending of the sensory neuron. See, you can see a sensory neuron here. ये है sensory neuron. So यहाँ से impulse आया और यहाँ पहुँचा sensory neuron के पास. Okay, then वो sensory neuron से यहाँ पे spinal cord के अंदर, okay, it will take the response from the sensory nerve. It will go in the spinal cord. It will take the response. Okay, that response will come from the motor nerve. You can see the motor neuron here. This motor neuron. This response will come in the motor neuron. Okay, and it will go to your effector muscles. Effector muscles. It will go to your effector muscles, and that muscle will immediately pull your hand back. देखो ये हाथ पीछे आया है. Once again I'll tell you, this stimulus is provided by the hot object. ठीक है, impulse आया, इम्पल्स यहाँ से सेंसरी न्यूरॉन से स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में गया. अब उसका इफेक्ट कि अभी करना क्या है, ये इम्पल्स आया है तो अभी करना क्या है, हमें हाथ को मूव करना है. सो इट विल गिव द इन्फॉर्मेशन टू द मोटर न्यूरॉन. दैट मोटर न्यूरॉन विल कम हियर, टेल द मसल दैट पुल योर हैंड बैक. So the muscle will pull the hand back. This is how it takes place. This is the pathway of a reflex arc. This is what happens. See, there is no brain involved here. Directly it receives the signal in spinal cord and the response is given from the spinal cord only. This organ, this muscle is called as the effector organ. Okay. जो नर्व एंडिंग होता है, द नर्व एंडिंग ऑफ द मोटर न्यूरॉन, जो लास्ट नर्व है, दैट इज कनेक्टेड टू द इफेक्टर ऑर्गन. ओके, एंड इट टेल्स द ऑर्गन टू मूव. दिस इज हाउ अ रिफ्लेक्स आर्क वर्क्स. ओके, नाउ देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ रिफ्लेक्सेस. लेट्स सी. टाइप्स ऑफ रिफ्लेक्सेस. First is natural, the second is conditioned reflex. Natural reflex means which is inborn, you do not learn them. Okay, like your eyes blink, there is tears come from your eyes. Okay, like you vomit, you sneeze, these are all inborn. Okay, when you are hungry, automatically saliva will come in your mouth. Okay, all these are natural inborn reflexes. Then what are conditioned reflexes, which come over a period of time, you learn over a period of time. Okay, for example, if you like some food, let's say you like pizza. Okay, you have learned over a period of time, you have that pizza is very tasty. Okay, and so whenever you see pizza, your mouth waters. That is a conditioned reflex. Okay, like a baby doesn't know what is a pizza, so the mouth will not water for a baby. But for someone who has eaten pizza for a longer time and now he loves the taste of pizza, so whenever he will see one, his mouth will water. Okay, like someone who is typing on a keyboard, you might have seen people typing on the keyboard without even looking at the keyboard. Okay, they can type very fast because they have conditioned themselves. Okay, or even playing a musical instrument, like playing a piano, they know all where the keys are, which key will give which type of tune. That is conditioned. Okay, the reflex arc diagram which we saw, in that diagram there were certain terms which you must know. That is, one term was stimulus. Stimulus means any change which takes place. Any change which takes place outside. For example, suddenly there is storm. So storm, that information will go inside your body. That is a stimulus. Suddenly a temperature changes. That is a stimulus. Okay. Then a response. What is a response? Response means what your body will do. What body will do for this stimulus, to fight this stimulus. Okay, then what is an impulse? Impulse means a wave, you can say an electric wave, which travels in your nerves and goes to the brain or the spinal cord. Okay, then receptors. What are receptors? Receptors means the sense organs, जो ये स्टिमुलस को सेंस करते हैं ना, सेंस ऑर्गन्स. ओके, जैसे अगर हॉट ऑब्जेक्ट है तो योर स्किन विल सेंस इट. देयर इज सम लाउड नॉइज तो योर ईयर्स विल सेंस इट. योर आईज में सी समथिंग डेंजरस. सो दोज आर रिसेप्टर्स. ओके, एंड व्हाट आर इफेक्टर्स? effectors means those organ which will give the action, which will produce action. Okay, like for example, if you see a storm coming, or if you see a tsunami coming, your eyes is a receptor, and then your legs, your body will start running. Okay, so those are effector organs. Okay, this is all about the human nervous system. I hope you have understood. Read the chapter thoroughly from the textbook. Easy chapter. That's it for today. Thank you.